So I did the van life, and I did it when COVID hit and everyone was, getting furloughed from their jobs, and complete freak out happened, and the end of the world was happening, and I was one of those people that freaked out. So I kind of chose to do the van life because I didn't know what was going to happen, if I was ever going to get my job back, or if I was ever going to get another job again. This was it, this is the end game. Everything was closing. Anyways, I still have the same job. I'm actually making more now than I was prior to the pandemic, but I didn't know that. So I did the van life, and I continue to do it, and I support it. I've actually done it before a couple of times here and there, and now it's like a trending thing, and it's taking off, and you even have like some mild celebrities doing it and some big people doing it. But for the most part, you imagine people doing the van life as people that want to live within their means. That's small, I guess you could say. So this would be people that are trying to start a business, or trying to pay off massive amounts of debt, and they don't want to work 80 hours a week. They're working 35 hours to free up time, so they can have free time to do something else, to do what they want to do. Maybe they're extreme bikers or mountain climbers, or they just want to save up. So usually I think a lot of people picture van life as something, as someone living cheap in their means for some sort of reason that they got forced into. But as we see now, when you look at a lot of van life channels, a lot of these people doing van life are buying houses and property. So they're going from a van, not even to an apartment, they're going from a van to just flat out buying a house, all that stuff. Well, here's the thing with me, is I got into the van life because I got let go from my job, and I freaked out that this was it. Like, there's not going to be any more money in the world and all this stuff. And so I was like, let me do this. And now that things have settled down, I make too much money to be living in a van, but I don't make enough to have my own place. I can explain. So there's no such thing as really making too much money. As I said, some of these people doing the van life are flat out buying houses and stuff. So they're clearly making a decent amount of money doing YouTube and then whatever side project they have going on, or whatever, So there's definitely people out there that are doing well for themselves, But for me, I'm a stationary van life person. I work a 9-to-5 job in the city of Los Angeles and all this sort of stuff. The problem is with inflation and everything, is let's say I'm living within my means, right? Like most people, they live within their means with a little bit extra money to set aside, go to the movies, go to a theme park once a year or something like that. With the van life, I make too much. I've got a good amount of cash coming in my personal finances. But if I decided to get another place again, I can't afford one. So let's use like the $100 mark as an example. All my monthly bills, I could pretty much get in with $30, right? As an example. That leaves me with $70 of just free cash. I can do whatever I want. I can just blow it all on Amazon. I can, go on many vacations, or save it and invest in things like that. Which is the main strategy, is to save and invest, is sort of what I want to do. But if I go, hey, I'm sick of this, I don't want to do van life anymore, but I'm a stationary van lifer, so I got to be in the city I'm in because I got a decent 9-to-5 job. I can't afford a place in my area, and I'm not like looking for a loft like in a high-rise building all the celebrities stay in, or the penthouse or something. I'm talking about like somewhere where crime is like medium, and renting a room. I can't afford a studio apartment. I can't afford a 1-bedroom in my area. I'm talking about a place where it's like renting a room in a house, not a high crime area, but like a medium crime area. I want to be able to get a room in some sort of gated community or farm community or something like that. It'd have to be like in the city and sort of a area like, hey, you got to keep your doors locked and things like that, They want to be like full suburbs, but kind of that area between the city and suburbs. I guess you could say the valley. No, just kidding. But yeah, but I want to be able to afford a place, but then I've just got this great cash flow. Like I mean, I can't go like buying Ferraris and Lamborghinis, but you know, I don't have to look at my finances to go to a nice restaurant or something like that. I could go, hey, you know, I think I'll eat somewhere. I think this is my exit. I think I'll eat somewhere nice tonight, and I could just go do it. You know, I don't have to go. Let me check. Let me check if there's enough in the bank. I can just confidently go do it. So it's a crazy time we live in, you know. So my long-term goals, I want to continue the van life because I support it. It's sort of a trending thing. I've done it before. I'm heavy within the community, like on social media, and a lot of the people I subscribe to on YouTube are all doing sort of the outdoor camping and van life lifestyle and all that stuff. So I'm going to continue to do it. I'm going to continue to do it a little bit because I don't have a choice. Now, obviously, I can go somewhere real dangerous or leave the state or something like that, but I was born and raised in LA. Like, I mean, I didn't come here from out of state to be like an actor or something like that. Like, all my family is like here. They're all from here. We were all born and raised in Los Angeles. I was born right in Van Nuys Presbyterian Hospital. Like, I'm from LA. I know the area. I grew up here, all that stuff. So I don't have like siblings that are like in a small town in Texas that could get me set up and I could stay with. No, this is it. This is what I know. So I'm gonna stay in LA and deal with all that stuff. It is a bit of a pain, but it's what we gotta do. And then, so my long-term goal with things like today's financial world, like we have like the apps like Robinhood and Fidelity where you could buy like a portion of a stock. One of the things poor people had a disadvantage of when it came like to stock market is not only did you have to afford the stock and buy it whole, but then there were like fees on top of it you had to do, and you never were certain. So you wanted to buy a stock with Amazon, or it was just a huge financial cost, and a lot of people, they just couldn't afford it, you know. But these days you could buy like a portion of a stock, you know, that kind of goes with everyone. I could spend $5 on Amazon just to only spend $5 on Amazon in an investment portfolio. I don't need to buy a complete stock, and I don't need to go and find like an actual broker. And that was the other thing I found out back in the old days. You used to have to find the brokers that would accept you to do the trades, and a lot of them wouldn't. If you were just like, well, I just want to buy one stock, they'd be like, yeah, this isn't for you, don't waste our time, you know. But these days, people that are a bit poor, we can invest now. And that's the same thing in today's, you know, information world with like YouTube and everything else. You can do research on like Roth IRAs and setting up your own personal 401ks and all that sort of stuff, and long-term sort of investing. So that's what I've been sort of getting into. My channel is not going to be about that. I don't even want my channel to be about van life. I just want it to be sort of about life in general, you know, living to the best that you can. And even in a situation like mine, like, hey, maybe I can't afford a decent place, it shouldn't let like life, you know, get in the way. You can still have a lot of fun and things like that. But it's not a financial channel. But yeah, I got all this cash flow, and it's like I have no debt. I think I have like $300 credit card debt. Like, I've got no like student loans or anything like that, and I've just got this huge cash flow happening. So I was like, well, I might as well just invest in stuff. Just find things to do long-term investing, and then just save. One of the things I thought about doing, I've been actually thinking about it since I was 25, because my buddy did it, was to get a boat and live in the harbor, like live in the harbor in Marina del Rey or Santa Monica or something like that. But I would have to pay off the boat. I couldn't afford boat payments and then the slip fee. But if I paid off a boat, I can afford the slip fee. And also registration for boats is expensive in California. Not super crazy expensive, but they're more than cars. And then you have to like pull the boat out every 10 years to get it cleaner every 5 years, and maintenance and things like that. So if I had a boat that I could save up for and then just pay cash for it, you know, I'd be good to go. So yeah, I don't know, it was just some information I was going over and I figured I would share. But yeah, that's kind of an interesting predicament I'm in, and I guess we'll just go from here. I may decide to kind of do this more often as like a hobby channel, and we'll see how things go and go from there. Anyways, I've got laundry to do and shit to do for the day, and that's pretty much it. Have a good one.